Oh, here he comes. Hey, there he is. Hey, Ruben. I'm Jay Brad. I'm your division manager. So I work with Tiffany and Anthony. I just wanted to talk to you about your phone time. You're working hard, making a lot of calls, being here, diligent on the 4th of July. I appreciate the extra effort. I just want to make sure that the effort that you're putting in, you're getting the best results that you can. So if I recall from what you just posted in the chat, you made 11 calls, like you tried to get in touch with 11 people, and you talked to 7 of them, and you have got one scheduled, and you're just waiting for their email to email them their demo. Okay, their demo time. Cool. Let's start with this. Who are you calling? Are you calling? When did you get started? Did you just start this last weekend, or did you start like several weeks ago?
Yes, I started a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. Okay. So how many appointments have you done so far since you started?
Oh, like in total?
Yeah, just, and if you don't know exactly, you should know exactly, but if you're just generally, have you done like 5, or you've done like 20, like 50?
13.
Okay, well, you know exactly. Okay, good. 13. And on your 13, how many do you know your stats, like how many orders and how much they purchased and all that?
At least 5 of them have ordered something.
You got 5 out of 13. Okay, so good. So that's good. You got some sales under your belt. That's awesome. And are you selling sets? Are you selling like piece orders, or do you know what your total amount of CPO is?
Most have been like pieces, unless does the buy 3 get 4th for free count as a set?
That's a piece order, but yeah, it's a
Yeah,
it's not like a one knife order, but yeah, okay. So the CPO on those are usually around 250 or something like that, $300, something in that range, depending on what they pick. So do you know what your total is, like out of everything you sold in the CPO? You know how much it adds up to be?
Do you want my exact CPO?
Yeah, if you know it, or if you're pretty close, it'd be great.
It was 2,300.
Okay, so you had some orders that were pretty big then. If you only have 5 orders and you're at 2,000, that's an average order size of $400.
Yeah, it was at least like at least 2 of them were sets.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so you're plugging along pretty well. Not shattering any records, but you're doing fine. You're moving along, and you got your first promotion, and you're 2/3 of the way to your second promotion. So that's solid. That's good. I want to talk to you about your phone specifically, okay? Because normally, especially someone like you, who's obviously pretty sharp, you're pretty intelligent, you're articulate, you have some natural charisma, and you're making sales. So if you're talking to 7 people, I would want you scheduling about 4 out of the 7, probably on average, maybe 5, maybe 3, if on a odd night. But what I want to do is, can you do for me your phone script? Like what are you saying to customers? Do you have like a script in front of you that you're reading whenever you're doing a phone call?
Yeah, I'm usually using the phone script that they gave us. That's
Okay.
on the training file. Yeah.
Now, are you calling people that you know from your initial network list that you made yourself? Or are you calling people that you've been referred to?
I've called a few that were referred to, about 3 of them, but most of them were well, first it was friends, and trying to see if I can contact their parents, and then contacting their parents.
Okay. So these are either friends, parents, and people like that. So these are still people mostly from your own personal network that you're called today? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, because there's 2 different scripts that you're going to use. One you're going to use for people that you know and kind of know, and then another one you're going to use for people that you've never met, people you've been referred to. So there's 2 separate scripts. Have you been trained on the second script, the one that you use whenever you call people you don't know?
No, I don't believe I have that.
Okay, so one thing you want to ask for is you want to ask Tiffany or Anthony, like when are you guys going to be training on how to call recommendations, how to call the referrals? Have you been coming to any of the Champs Club meetings? Have they told you about the Champs Club workshops in the mornings?
Yeah, I've tried to. I've tried to. I haven't been able to.
Okay, you haven't been able to because you slept in, or you haven't been able to because
mostly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we got to get you to bed a little bit earlier then. So 9:30 in the mornings. This will increase your learning curve. A guy like you that sold on 13 appointments, you've already sold over 2,000. You've got a lot of potential to make some really good money here. Okay. And if you're making less than $150, $250 a week, then it's just simply a matter of, you haven't been getting enough training and enough of the right information to help you be super effective. And you probably could do more than, 5 demos a week. You could do like 10 or 12 demos a week. And then you'd see, and that's not like working all day, every day, 12 demos. It's a couple of demos a day on average. And, but with just from my experience, I'm 32 years in this job. I've talked to thousands and thousands of young people. You easily have what it takes to be one of the definitely above average people in the job. Okay. So I just want to make sure that when you're doing the work like you're doing, we are as effective as possible. So just for fun, role play me the phone approach, like pretend I'm your Uncle Brad and you're calling me just like you would call. And I just want to listen to you go through it once, and maybe I can offer up a little bit of coaching. Cool.
Hi, hi, Brad. This is Ruben. How are you?
Oh, hey, Ruben, my favorite nephew. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Super.
So I just started this new job, so I'll be reading from the script. So bear with me for just a minute.
Okay.
So the reason I'm calling is that I just started a great new job showing Cutco, and as part of my training, I'm required to put on some initial training appointments. You don't have to buy anything because I get paid just to show it. And I do presentations on Zoom, and you just need to be in front of the computer at home. Oh, and also, do you hear like the fireworks? I'm not sure if that's disrupting.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to do 10 appointments by Monday to hit my goal. So I want to schedule a call on Monday at 3 p.m. or would 6 p.m. be better for you?
Okay, great. First, okay, excellent. Okay, good script that you're on there. Are you on every call that you make? Are you doing those words exactly, or are you ad-libbing a little bit?
Occasionally, I do ad-lib.
Okay, because
but not like going like completely off script.
Yeah.
Like I want to stay to the script as possible.
The reason that I asked is because if you've been doing that, that approach for a couple of weeks and you just did it 11 times tonight, I think you'd be a little bit more comfortable with it. I don't need you to be smooth. I definitely don't want you to sound like a smooth salesperson, but it seems like you'd be a little bit more familiar with it. Does that make sense? So it makes me think that you might not be right on it, and you may have been. Okay, I'm just, once again, I just met you, so I'm just kind of going based on my experience and what kind of my gut tells me. Okay, and I hope it's okay if I offer up some coaching. I'm just trying to help. So first thing is, I think before you do the next time you do a round of calls, I would say that thing word for word, just like that, to like your mirror or to your wall, like 5 times. Okay, just go through it, because I think it sounds like you need be a little bit more familiar with it. I think also where you're at now, since you've been working a couple of weeks, I don't think you need to give them the line I'm going to be reading from my script right now. I don't think you need to be given that line. It's not going to hurt anything, but I don't think it's going to help you when you're doing it. So you could just say, I just started a job a couple of weeks ago, and part of my training. Does it say that as part of my training, I need to put on some initial appointments? Is that the words?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, and just say that. I also, and you probably do this already, but I would have a little bit more of a conversation before you get into the why you called. Like if I'm your uncle, you would know something about your Uncle Brad. Now, maybe I love basketball, or I love, whatever. You might say, hey, Uncle Brad, you've been watching the playoffs? Yeah, how you feeling about it? Cool. Hey, listen, well, I don't want to keep you long, but the reason I'm calling is because I just started this new job showing Cutco, and as part of my training, I get paid to put on these training appointments. Does that make sense? So have a little bit of a conversation about something. If it's to the 4th of July, I'd say, do you have any, what'd you do for the 4th of July? What'd you do for the holiday? That's something like that. If you're calling people tomorrow, you'd say, hey, what'd you do for the holiday weekend? Okay, does that kind of make sense? Because you want to come across as a human being that they're going to enjoy talking to, right? If you're like all business, no fun, you need to sound like a kind of person that they're going to want to spend 30 to 45 minutes with, right? So I just say loosen up a little bit, and that'll be fine. Next thing I'll say on this is, when you give them your goal, you gave the goal, I need to do 10 appointments by Monday. Okay, well, tomorrow's Monday and you need to do 10 appointments. They might think, well, there's no way he's doing 10 appointments by Monday, just those 2 numbers. And you might have just been plucking that out of the sky, but just make sure you know what those numbers are. Or if you need to do 10 by Monday, and let's say you started on Friday, say I need to do 10 appointments by Monday, and I've already done 6 and only have 4 more. Right now, they're like, oh, I see how I might fit into this goal that Ruben's got. That makes sense. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you're communicating, not just giving them words, but you're communicating these ideas to them. Okay. But it is really important that you give them a number of demos by a certain day. Right. And if you don't want to like give them, I need to do 10 and I've done 6 and do that, you could just always use 3 days in advance and just give the goal, always say 4 more. Okay. I need to do 4 more appointments by Wednesday. Okay. Do like 3 days in advance. And then tomorrow you could say, I need to do 4 more appointments by Thursday. Okay. And that's a pretty good goal to kind of always have. Okay. 4 more by a certain time. And that way it's not too big. And 4, they were like, gosh, if I schedule with him, I just knocked out 25% of his goal. That's really going to help him a lot. Make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So you do that. And then when you offer the times, switch this one little thing up. Try not to give times that are 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, like on the hour times. Switch it up to 15. So go like 3:15 or 2:45. Let's say you wanted to do it around 3. Just pick 2:45. It's more memorable, right? When it's not on the hour. Okay. So the 2:45. So whenever you make your schedule, just make them at a little bit off the hour times. It's just more memorable. It makes you sound busy, and that's what you want to do. You always want to sound really busy, like you have only a few openings to squeeze them in, and give them the times like that. Other than that, you're right on script. You're certainly articulate. I understood all the words, which a lot of times when I listen to people, they're like talking too fast, and I can't even understand what they're saying. And that's an easy answer. But in your case, you're going to schedule a lot of appointments if you use that script like that. But just loosen up a little bit, talk to them a little bit at the beginning, and then give on the quarter hour instead of directly on the hour times. And you do that, I think you're going to be just fine. That makes sense? Was any of that helpful at all?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We need some more leaders in Lakewood. We got a few people that are starting to show some good traction, and but we need somebody. We haven't got anybody to get to 10,000 from the new Lakewood. It's a brand new office, So Ruben, because I've given you special attention, pretty much now the pressure's on you. You kind of have to be the first person to 10K in Lakewood now. So sorry to put that pressure on you, but that's what I do.
Well, I'm hoping for the best.
You ready for it? All right, let's go back and see if you want anything. Okay. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep an eye on the reports now for your name, Ruben Rodriguez Garcia. I'm going to be watching. Okay. Let's jump back over. Okay. Cool.